Hey everyone, it's Simone Watson, and this is a two-in-one video. It is a small library haul plus a TBR for I Suck at Read-A-Thons, which is a readathon being hosted next week by Sam's Nonsense, and I will link her announcement of this readathon below. It's so cool, I think, because the I Suck at readathon, if you can call it that, is the point of it is to do these like low-key challenges that are like a lot less, I guess, pressure than the challenges of most readathons. I don't know if that's the way to say it, but it's just like it's a fun kind of laid back thing. So the challenges are to read the smallest book on your shelf, to read a graphic novel, to read 10 pages a day, I think, read for 20 minutes a day, and to finish one book. I believe I said those challenges out of order, but that's what they are. And so the first book here, for the smallest book on your shelf, I have this small book called A Room of One's Own by Virginia Woolf. You've seen this before because it was in my Booktubeathon TBR, but I didn't get to it at all. I barely read anything in Booktubeathon. But because I was doing that at the same time as like 10 other things. So anyway, this is about 109 pages, and that's one that I might get to. I also have one from my library from like way back in the day, like in August or whatever, when I went to the library, that I still haven't read, and that's Angry Young Man by Chris Lynch. This is perhaps not the smallest on my shelf, but it is small. It's 167 or something pages, maybe less. So there is one that I might read. We'll see. And things could change over the weekend because I have a lot of things I'm trying to read over the weekend, and then once all those things get done, like, we'll see. But this is fun. I love making TBRs. It's just lots of fun. I also have some children's books here, but they don't have page numbers, but I still might read them. So this is Just Like Josh Gibson by Angela Johnson, and it's about a black girl playing baseball, which is really cool. And this is Satchel Paige by Lisa Klein Ransom with paintings by James E. Ransom. I think we got this book. My family got this book from the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City. I'm not 100% certain, but if we did, that's a place that I really recommend. And the great thing is, I soon am going to be doing a tag, an original tag called Recommended Reads from My Culture. And so reading books by Black people is like, a really fun thing to do because I can name those books in that recommendations video. But again, this does not have page numbers. I still might be reading it. We'll see. And then we move into the graphic novel part of the challenge. So my family and I were talking about graphic novels, I guess like on Labor Day we were talking about this. So last week, because my brother and I, I've mentioned this, my brother and I plan to make at least one graphic novel together since he's an artist. And we love it. We think it would be a lot of fun. So this is one we realized that we had, and I don't think I knew it was a graphic novel until this conversation. This is The Middle Passage by Tom Feelings. It is about the Middle Passage, which is when African people were captured and brought from Africa to like over here to the Americas in slavery. So that's the topic of this book, and it has very few words, maybe no words, but very, very few. So it's a cool graphic novel to read if you just want to look at, like, if you just want to, be captivated by the pictures and not by any words. But it is, I haven't read it before, and I think it will be kind of sad, very sad. See there, this is one of the illustrations. See how these are just like really beautiful? This is some really beautiful art. So that's one I'm excited for. And then I went to the library yesterday. Now I had a ton of books out from my last two library hauls that I haven't read yet. And the books were due Saturday, but the library changed the due date to yesterday because of the hurricane. And so I went to the library yesterday, renewed all my books, and I still wasn't at the limit. Oh, and I got some audiobooks on the like digital thing a few days ago. I renewed all my books because I still wasn't at the limit. I renewed all my books, but still wasn't at the limit of how many books you could check out. So I checked out a few more because it was tempting. And I was like, oh, I'll get one graphic novel. No, I got 4. So, okay. I am no longer going to be concerned about the stickers on my books because it's whatever, right? So this is Nothing Can Possibly Go Wrong by Prudence Shin and Faith Erin Hicks. This is about two teenage boys who, one is a basketball captain and the other one is president of a robotics club. And then the basketball captain, Nate, declares war on the cheerleaders somehow. So yeah, it sounds like fun. It's got 270 something pages. So that's exciting. This is one I picked out because it's kind of small and I like the art inside. This is Stephen King's by Mark Guggenheim and Alex Maleev. I guess they adapted it into a graphic novel. And it's got a little Marvel logo on there. And the pages, I do not see page numbers, and that makes me sad. And I'm trying not to look too much at the end because I don't want to spoil it. But see how the art, yeah, I like the art in that. It's going to be spooky and perhaps fun. So that's another possibility for the graphic novel. Then I have Scott Pilgrim versus the World, or sorry, not Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That's the name of the movie. Scott Pilgrim's Precious Little Life by Brian Lee O'Malley, color edition. Yes, so I said Scott Pilgrim versus the World because that movie is the reason why I picked up this book, I guess. I saw that movie years ago. I kind of wanted to see it because Jason Schwartzman was in it, and I was like in love with Jason Schwartzman from age 12 to like 16 or something. But then I love a lot of the other actors in it. I think it's a fun and funny movie, and I think that this is going to be fun and funny. And that's the type of art that is in this. And the last graphic novel I got from the library is The Eternal Smile by Jean Nguyen Yang and Derek Kirk Kim. Okay, so this is cool. It is worth noting that this is a diverse book. I believe this is also a diverse book. What I mean is the author is a person of color. I need to check. Oh, and this. So lots of people of color authors here. Because I think Prudence Shin, I really need to check. But yes, these two authors, these are both people of color. I believe they're of Asian descent. And oh, how cute. Oh my gosh, I like that art style. Oh, I love it. So I am excited to read this. I'm sorry that I'm not like being 100% specific about who, but I will, perhaps go into more detail about these other authors in my description. Oh, but how many pages is this? 160 something? It just looks so cute and I really want to read it, and yay. So there are 4 of these. I might read one of them before next Monday. We'll see. Yay. But I got 2 more books from the library that I'm just going to talk about briefly. This is The Memory Book by Lara Avery. I think it's about a girl who's writing down things because she has a disease where she's going to possibly lose her memory. And it interests me because I really like that concept, and because it's somewhat similar to a concept that I plan to write soon, which is 17 Letters, where the character has forgotten everything and her friends write her letters to help her remember. And then this is What You Break by Reed Farrell Coleman. I saw this on the new bookshelf and it just looked really interesting, and I just got it because I was like, well, it looks interesting. So something to do with this guy trying to solve a murder, I think. Yes. And I forgot, there are a couple more books I need to haul because I have audiobooks that I checked out the day that we were going to leave home, because I don't read in the car. I don't read physical books in the car, but I knew I wanted to listen to something because, long car ride there, long car ride back, the traffic, ton of traffic when you're trying to get out of the state of Florida for a storm. So I will look and see. Okay, so these are the books that I got on audiobook from the library. The Apothecary by Maile Malloy, Doll Bones by Holly Black, Insignia by S.J. Kincaid, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater, and Tell Me Three Things by Julie Buxbaum. I did finish The Raven Boys. I started it during the reading quest. I finished it Monday, I think, like the day after the reading quest ended. I had super, super mixed feelings. I loved a lot of things about it, and then I really, really didn't like a few things, and it's just confusing, and so I'm gonna have to try and sort out my feelings about that and explain them to you. And I am currently reading Tell Me Three Things, listening to Tell Me Three Things by Julie Buxbaum. Um, Tell Me Three Things is pretty good so far. I just want to know like what the mystery is, you know? There's like a mystery to it. And then these other three books, the one I'm most excited for is Insignia by S.J. Kincaid. Um, I haven't read anything by her, but I just really is S.J. Kincaid a she? I'm sorry, I think so. But yeah, I haven't read anything by S.J. Kincaid. But the description of it looks interesting. Something to do with like I think it's like sci-fi and futuristic and has to do with a war, and so that's really cool. And um I have other things that I need to read this weekend. I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but I really need to read this book called The Girl Who Wasn't Dead. I can't remember the name of the author right now. I'm very sorry. I started it before the reading quest, put it on pause for the reading quest, but it came out it came out like a couple of days ago, and I was supposed to review it by then. So I am going to be reading that really like over the weekend and hopefully be reviewing it like on Monday or something, and maybe reading some other things. So I'll let you guys know on Monday what's going on. If I start one of these graphic novels or whatever before Monday, I'll let you know. So thank you so much for watching. If you are planning to do hashtag ISATRAT, the I Suck at Read-A-Thons Read-A-thon, I really just want to say the I Suck at Read-A-Thons Read-A-thon. I don't know if that's technically what it's called, but if you're planning on doing that, please let me know. Thank you so much, Sam's Nonsense, for hosting this because I think it's going to be so much fun. And I will, yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.